We are here with Senior Counsel Aminwa. We are here with Comrade himself, who always fights for the rights of the people, Comrade Nelson Avi. And we are here with Counsel Asha Bashir. And what I would like to say is simple, that the court, so far, so good. What the Chief Magistrate has done, the decision that she has made is so far, so good. Because it is clear that the prosecution was on a fishing expedition. They are basically persecuting instead of prosecuting. We know, as I was watching brief in court, I did hear the prosecution talking clearly about the doctrine of stare decisis, and I want to tell him that the doctrine of stare decisis is very clear, that let the decision of the higher courts must bind the decisions of the subordinate courts or the lower courts. And therefore, the decision that was issued that Jimi Wanjigi ought not to have been arrested and arraigned in court still stands. And I want to express my disappointment to the president, and the manner in which Jimi Wanjigi is being treated is really sad, where you are being subjected to humiliation, you are with your wife, and the children are also there. I do remember vividly when President was campaigning and did request the then President Uhuru Kenyatta that he should not harass his family members. Why is he harassing family members of those who are not supporting his policies? I want to make it clear that if you go by the coming back to court, the jurisdiction is also clear that he was talking about, that the higher court, that this court has no jurisdiction at all in setting aside the decisions of the higher courts. And therefore, the Chief Magistrate, in her wisdom, should move with speed and issue certiorari orders, that is to quash these charges that are being presented before her. Thank you and God bless you. We shall continue fighting for the Kenyans. And we in opposition, especially Babu Owino, I will stay with the people.
The second charge they were raising in respect to firearms, that he has firearms without a firearm certificate. The High Court of Kenya had reinstated Mr. Wanjigi's firearm certificate and had ordered the Firearms Licensing Board to obey that order and reinstate that certificate and honor it. They have refused, and they are purporting to have revoked it afresh. The High Court also had equally ordered DCI and DPP and IG to return Mr. Wanjigi's lawfully licensed firearms, which court order, I was reminding the court today, DCI Kinoti refused to honor. That is why he has a sentence hanging over his neck today, 4 months imprisonment. He is begging for his life. He is begging for his liberty. That which he denied Mr. Wanjigi when he was in office. Those firearms were returned by Mr. Min. We don't know how again the same DCI turns around to want to charge Mr. Wanjigi for being in possession of illegal firearms, which were issued to him after a protracted court battle that led to the conviction of George Kinoti, who is now crying wherever he is for freedom. He thought he was denying Wanjigi's freedom. He is the one now crying for his freedom. Wanjigi is here, free like a bird. Even these officers being misused. Your time will come. You will cry like George Kinoti for freedom, and I will be there to oversee the process. That is what I specialize in as a lawyer. My duty is to hold you accountable. And I have time. I swim in the lake. I'm like a fish in a water. We come to court. I am in my best element when I put you to account to explain why you disregard our constitution, why you disregard our courts. Those officers who are being misused, take your time and understand our constitution. Understand the times we are in. Do not allow yourself to be misused to pursue political scores. As I told William Ruto yesterday, Jim is here. If you want a political battle with him, don't involve innocent police officers. Take on him head on. Let's have a debate. Debate him on the issues that he's been educating Kenyans on. The issue of economy, the issue of debt, the issue of how you are taking odious debt in the name of the people of Kenya, the issue of how our youths are unemployed, how our people are hopeless, how you led to a collapse of our healthcare system. Those are the things that Jimi Wanjigi will wish to debate with you, and Kenyans will make their decision based on who has the best ideas for this country. That decision will not be made in the courtrooms. You are wasting our time and wasting everybody's time by when you keep invading Jimmy's home and you keep dragging him to these courts on trumped-up charges. Face your equal. Deal with him as your equal. Leave the innocents. If you fear him, then say so. If you don't fear him, debate him on the issue. We are happy that the court has seen it fit and has listened to our application to defer the plea taking, and a ruling on that will be made on the 12th of September. But in the meantime, we have also initiated contempt of court proceedings against the Acting Inspector General of Police, DCI Amin, and Mr. Michael Sang, the one who effected an illegal arrest on Mr. Wanjigi yesterday at DCI Nairobi area. We do hope that we'll get those directions for those three officers to appear in court and explain why they deemed it fit to ignore the orders.